My special guest today is Elaine Johns, and everybody in the Enid community in Northwest Oklahoma is familiar with Elaine and all the work that she does for our veterans. But we're here to talk about the Memorial Day ceremonies that will take place on May 27th of 2019. Elaine is a big part of the Woodring Wall of Honor Board of Directors, and it's good to have you here today. Elaine, thank you for taking a few minutes to visit with us about an annual event. And just right off the bat, we all know Memorial Day and the significance, but why the Memorial Day celebration at Woodring each year? Why go through the effort and all the orchestration it takes to put it together?
Because we made a promise to the families that have attended our services that we would never forget their sacrifices. So those young men and women that have given the ultimate sacrifice for our country, this is the way that our community can assure them that we will never forget that sacrifice.
Yeah. It's exciting for me as sometimes I see on news segments, you'll see more and more Oklahoma communities having parades, having barbecues, having outdoor events, having Memorial Day services, or even just events throughout the year to do what you just said, to always remember the sacrifice of the individuals and their families have made. So, well, let's talk about the event that will be on May 27th here this year, the Memorial Day ceremonies. And I know that you've invited certain legislative dignitaries to participate, and hopefully their schedules will allow for that. But the new mayor of Enid, George Pinkerton, will do the welcome and a presentation, if you will. This is all set at the Woodring Wall of Honor. It seems to be a perfect location. Don't you agree?
I
to
do.
have this annual event? Because you have the wall and the M.L. Becker Museum and of course, airport. So was it easy to decide on that years ago that this is where we're going to have our annual event?
Well, we're very thankful that our airport manager has always been so supportive of everything that we do and has offered the city's hangar to be able to host those services. In years past, we've had to bear the weather, we've had to bear the mosquitoes and different things outside. Yeah. But Dan has been very, very supportive in allowing us to use the city's hangar and conduct the services there, not only to have traditional Memorial Day services, but to honor those families that have lost their sons and daughters. We have 3 that are coming to our services this year that have lost their sons. And we're very proud that Enid has hosted those for almost 20 years. Yeah. This is our 19th year. It's sad, but then it's also rewarding to know that Enid cares.
Sure, sure. And you know, it means the world to the families, if you will. Well, the new mayor, George Pinkerton, what will be his role? Is he just going to greet folks, welcome folks? What is George going to do at the event?
Well, our past mayor, Bill Shuey, has been wonderful in supporting 19 years of services along with Doug France and other mayors that we've had. And George will continue that role and welcome everybody to the community and share the patriotism that this community has for its military families and armed forces. And he'll share that as a military veteran himself.
I know that you go to great efforts behind the scene on any project. There's so much pre-work that needs to be done for the one-day event. And you have Kelly Russell, pastor at First Baptist, that will be there for the invocation. Why the connection to get like local ministers involved in the Memorial Day event?
Well, we just feel it's important to honor God in all the services that we do. And so each year we've picked a different denomination to come in and share an invocation and a benediction over our free meal that we host following the event. And so it's great that the pastors want to be involved. They're always contacting us, and they share the most beautiful prayers to honor the families, to honor the military members that have passed on before us, and just to honor Enid.
We all know the significance of the presentation of the colors, and one group that seems to be involved so often is the Kiowa Black Leggings Honor Society. Tell us about that group and why are they involved year after year?
Well, the group, we got in contact with them through the University of Oklahoma, where they were making color presentations during the graduation exercises. And we asked them about coming up and blessing our park and being part of our ceremony. At that time, Gus Palmer was the leader of that organization. He was a World War II veteran, was a B-17 in the air crew. And he came up and saw our park and saw the mission behind what we were doing and made a promise that not only did they bless our park with a special ceremony, but they vowed that they would come every year to support our veterans and families.
Well, that's a nice addition to the entire effort. Well, I understand music plays a big role in the Memorial Day event and the ceremonies. And you have a men's group from Emmanuel that will sing the national anthem and a few other songs. Again, another example of how you connect the local community into your event. So tell us about the men's group, Cornerstone.
Well, we have invited many, many groups over the years, many individuals, high school students that have come to share their talents in song in our community. And Cornerstone is an 8-member men's group from Emmanuel Baptist Church that will share several songs prior to the ceremony's beginning, and then we'll also do our national anthem, and then a special song when we honor these families.
One of the key features of the Memorial Day ceremony is having a guest speaker, a keynote speaker. And in the past, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you've had some generals to speak. I mean, you've really had some dignitaries participate in the event. This year is no different. You have John Dyer, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I think he was born and raised in Duncan, I'm not sure.
That's
but
correct.
He's an author, he's a historian. He writes a lot about Oklahoma. Tell us about Mr. Dyer and why he's the keynote speaker.
Well, his grandfather served in World War II, and he has a very special story that will connect his family's military experience to the Memorial Day services. Not only is he going to be a keynote speaker, but he is releasing a new book, a World War II book about a young football player from the University of Oklahoma that went on to serve in World War II, and it's called The Mustang. And so he has written a lot of historical novels, and we're excited that he's going to share his family's experience with us.
One of the items or events in the ceremony for Memorial Day is the dedication of the Wall of Honor. Tell us what that's all about.
Well, every year we collect names to add to our living walls, as we call them. And so as we collect the names, each year we engrave the stone with those names of those veterans past and present. And so we like to dedicate the stone in a very dignified way. We cover the stone, we don't reveal the stone until the services, and then it's uncovered by veterans who will actually salute and remove the coverings in a very ceremonial way. And then it prepares everyone for the family presentations that follow that.
Besides serving on the board of the Woodring Wall of Honor and meeting planner and the behind-the-scenes person that you are, you also have a role of the recognition of the Gold Star families. Tell us about that.
Well, it saddens us to say that we have honored almost 200 of our fallen since we opened the park. But this year I'm going to be hosting the actual family presentations or recognition services. We're having a Blue to Gold ceremony conducted by the Blue Star Mothers. And for those people that don't know what a Blue Star or Gold Star Mother is, well, Blue Star Mother is a mother that has an active duty member that's serving in our armed forces. But the Gold Star represents those that have given the ultimate sacrifice. And so we have two families that will be doing the Blue to Gold ceremony at our services this year. It's a special honor that they do to signify that transition.
And we're all familiar with Brenda Bingham and her role with the Blue Star Mothers. So basically she will be following you after your presentation as well.
That is correct.
With the Blue to Gold ceremony.
And then we'll have a legislative commendation that we will present at that time to the families. And then we'll actually do the actual presentation itself, where we escort the families up and they will come through a very generous line of organizations that have donated things for these families. We have the comfort quilts that the Golden Oaks quilters have made. We have the Afghans that are given to the families that have been done by the prisoners at the Crabtree Correctional Center. We have legislative commendations that we give. We have dog tags that we give. And this year we have a special outdoor flag that was done specifically for these families. And then also the Kiowa Black Leggings bless the flags that we give to the families and present them. And then they're escorted by our members of our service groups that take them out to the stone to actually see their loved ones' names on the wall.